I don't understand what it is, but some of these kids nowadays are playing with like 13 fingers. The doctor said, oh, this is a bad thing. And then the kid said, watch me make this a good thing. And I swear to God, they're just better at video games than me. So in order to literally beat these 18-year-old kids, I have to literally grind my balls off and just have way more gear than them. Also exploit the fact that I make more money than they do. Them. Okay. But like, if I have enough gear, those are gonna die. Okay. It doesn't matter that he's better than me. That's why you grind.
With 7 different weapons to choose from, there are a lot of possible weapon combinations. So what are the top combinations and which one is the right for you? And
my understanding of Thone Liberty, guys, if you're not following this game at all, is that there's no classes in this game. It's just based on what weapons you're using, and you can change those weapons at any point in time. So your character progression is not necessarily tied to your class. You can just change the weapons, and then you have all your shit unlocked.
And your playstyle, whether you're looking to tank, dish out DPS or provide healing. Let's explore the top weapon combinations after the latest update. I will shortly break down their strengths and their weaknesses and give you a preview of what they will.
Pay to Liberty? Honestly, is Thone Liberty pay to win? Yeah. But I think the line for pay to win, okay, first of all, let me just tell you 2 things. Number 1, I think that if your game is pay to win, when it launches in the West, way less players will try it. Okay, so if you're a new developer watching this, you need to understand that when you launch the game, don't launch it with pay to win. First, you have to hook players on the game. That way you get way more players to try it when you start. Then later, once they're hooked on it and they get addicted, that's when you add the pay to win mechanics, because sure, some people will leave, but a lot of the addicted loser degenerates will stay. Okay, this is how Black Desert did it. That's how they baited a lot of people in. That being said, Thone Liberty is releasing as a pay-to-win MMO. Not a good look. I will say the line for pay-to-win matters tremendously. Okay, so like the amount of stuff you get versus the amount of money spent. Okay, if the line is really far down, okay, like for example, in a mobile game like Clash of Clans, you can spend money and get a stupid amount of stuff, okay, and get a crazy amount of stuff because it's a mobile game, right? In BDO, you can spend like $40 and save yourself an hour of work in a game that's gonna cause you to play like 10,000 or more hours, right? So like I'd say the line is like closer to here. Still pay to win though. Not gonna defend that. Thone Liberty's line, from what I understand, is supposed to be lower than Black Desert's is. I don't know if I believe that. I will believe that when I see it, when the game releases. Is the game pay to win? Yeah, but from what I heard, you have to spend a lot of money to get meaningful progress in the game. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've heard. But I'm on the copium hype train, so bear that in mind.
Look like. Starting with the DPS classes, the Staff and Bow is your go-to for long-range DPS. You're like a stationary artillery, dealing crazy AoE and single target damage. In PvP, positioning is everything, because your mobility and survivability are really limited. It shines in all form of large scale.
So Staff and Bow looks pretty cool. This is what Note will probably play.
PvP. In PvE, this combination.
Yeah, I'll admit the skill effects look incredible. The graphics look really good.
Right? Is also one of the top choices for range DPS. Next we have the bow and crossbow combo. This is a mid-range combination.
I don't like the little pussy crossbows. The crossbow seemed cool to me early on because it was a big Giga Chad thing.
With excellent single target damage. Like the bow staff combo, it has poor mobility, but combined with its lower range, in PvP the staff and bow will almost always be the better option. But it's rising in popularity in PvE currently. So when it comes to range DPS,
Shroud said thousands of dollars for 1% power. Well, if that's true, it's not going to hurt too badly, but you need to understand that the MMO community are degenerates. Okay, so we hear pay to win and pay to win. Okay, they get really excited when you say pay to win. It's like a trigger word for them. They all have Tourette's. If you say pay to win, they're going to get triggered and start screaming. Okay, this is how it works. It's just like there's It can't be pay to win at all when it releases. Then you can gradually introduce pay to win to the game. All right. You have got. I mean, that's why Canon tried to advocate for. A lot of players said, don't release it like this in the West. Less players will try it. And I think less players will try Throne and Liberty because they heard that it's pay to win, which it is. But like what they don't understand is if that's true, that doesn't really matter to me very much. If you have to spend like thousands of dollars to get 1% power, who cares? Right? But you already lost them. MMO players can't read more than about 4 words at a time. That's why they watch Asmongold. That's why they watch me. Okay? Because we're the audiobooks of the shit that they don't actually want to read. Okay? Like, no one wants to read anymore. All right? If you could put it in a full sentence and no one would get to the end of your sentence. It's just the truth.
As in PvE, bow staff and crossbow bow are your top classes. Next up we have the staff and dagger. This
is the one that I think I'm gonna play because it looks really cool.
This is the one to go for if you want to be all about AoE damage. It has the best AoE burst in the game. This makes the combination especially powerful in large-scale PvP.
Bet! I am all about that large-scale PvP, baby. We gonna be shot calling, we gonna be running with it.
The dagger is only used for utility and the passive amplifiers. While this combo excels in PvP, its PvE performance is not on the same level. You will have to play as a melee character to be able to use also your dagger spells. But
good. Awakening Witch, anyone? You gotta get close to do your damage.
Even then, the damage is not even close to the combinations mentioned before. Next we have the bow and dagger, which is similar to staff and dagger, but with more consistent single target damage and less AoE damage. For the most part, the dagger will be used in a similar way as for staff and dagger. But since the build usually excels at picking off single targets, more dagger builds can be used here to finish up people. When it comes to PvE, it's similar to staff.
Alright, so he's saying it's good single target damage. But in PvE, it's an underperformer.
Dagger. It's just not as good as other options. I know that a lot of people do not want to hear this, but staff and dagger and bow and...
Okay, does anyone know how much grind it takes to get to like the PvP point in Throne and Liberty from like the base game, right? Do you need to like, if you really want to like giga grind the game, how long do you think it takes? Do you think it takes like 2 months to like really get there? Is it like, oh, it takes like a week? A few hours? Not much? 4 to 6 hours. Okay, well, we'll see. Well, then wait, what's the reason to continue playing the game then? Wait, you start PvPing the first day. It's going to be an incredible game. We can't wait. 48 hours. Okay.
and dagger are not good in PvE.
If any of you PvP me, I'm going to promote you to PIP. I'm just kidding. I'm going to ban you. Get the fuck out of my chat. I didn't consent to PvP.
Now let's talk about Greatsword and Dagger. This is your melee assassin build. Expect high single target burst damage with plenty of mobility. This combo can also get quite tanky, making it versatile in both small scale and large scale PvP. But the smaller...
It's 99% PvE grind. Yeah, I mean, BDO's like that too. But like you grind so that you have purpose in PvP, right? You grind so that you don't actually have to be good, okay? Because like, I don't understand what it is, but some of these kids nowadays are playing with like 13 fingers. The doctor said, oh, this is a bad thing. And then the kid said, watch me make this a good thing. And I swear to God, they're just better at video games than me. So in order to literally beat these 18-year-old kids, I have to literally grind my balls off and just have way more gear than them. Also exploit the fact that I make more money than they do. Them. Okay. But like, if I have enough gear, those are gonna die. Okay. It doesn't matter that he's better than me. That's why you grind. That's why you grind. That's why you do it. Because that is gonna die. One way or another. Throne and Liberty endgame is daily contracts. A few dungeons per day. They're limited. A grind in the open world dungeons, BDO grind. Yeah, but can I just go around with my guild and PvP stuff though all day? Like, can I just... So what you're telling me is, when I reach the end game, I can basically manage BDO and Throne and Liberty at the same time. So I just run around to all the events in Throne and Liberty and just PvP people. And I can keep up with BDO with my eyes closed, no big deal. Yeah, see? Like, bro, I think it'll be fun.
The battlefield, the more the class shines.
I think it'll be fun.
Recent buffs have also made it to one of the top contenders for DPS in PvE. Finally, for DPS, we have...
The game doesn't have free open world PvP, just events. Well, that's the open world PvP is like, okay, so a public event happens. Anybody play Destiny? I feel like there's these events that happen in the open world or field bosses in MMO, right? And you go there and that's the PvP. And this is happening all day long. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is happening all day long. So you run there and you PvP. And then when that event finishes, there's like a little bit of a gap, and then you go to the next event, and then you PvP people there too. So I can basically just PvP all day. No, I can't just flag on someone in the open world, but like, yeah, I don't care, right? I was listening to Cannon, and he mentioned that in TNL, doesn't matter how much gear you have or whether you're pay to win, there's always a build that can completely counter yours, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, I mean, we have that in BDO too, right? Good luck killing a striker as a Dark Knight. Enjoy that. When you have, even if you have far more gear than he does, he's just gonna be unkillable, bro. You can't kill him. I bet it's even more so in Throne and Liberty. But like, I don't really care if people hard counter me in PvP. If anything, then I get to use it as a excuse and be like, well, I couldn't have killed him anyway because he hard counters me. It's like, then I have an excuse to be terrible, right? And then I can't lose when it's the flip the other way. I just farm them and I tell everybody it's because I'm just good at the game. And no one has any idea that it's the fact that his class literally cannot kill mine.
We have the crossbow and dagger combination, the best single target DPS build out there. It's all about button pressing, a lot of button pressing, which can deal tons of damage. With the right setup, this combo can also do a lot in large scale PvP because of its great AoE burst. You have to be really sneaky and wait for the right moment to assassinate your opponent. When it comes to PvE, it's still the best DPS class in the game.
I think that's really cool. The arrows and stuff, that's really sweet. Yeah.
That's it for DPS. Let's have a look what's played as a healer. The bow and wand combination is the ultimate new healing.
The bow who? Oh, the bow wand combination. I definitely knew what he said.
Setup. This combination provides the highest healing potential and the best utility as a healer. However, in PvP without mobility spells, you are very easy accessible for healer hunters. This makes positioning critical in PvP.
This is the top healer build, is the wand and the bow. Okay.
But when played well and correctly, this is the best pure healer build currently available. The wand and staff combo used to be your top healer combination, but now it's really versatile for different playstyles. Full damage, full healing, or some kind of a mixed class. In PvP you have here really a lot of different...
I don't really want to play the wand and the staff, and it's for a really petty reason. I think that he looks too much like a loser when he flicks the wand back and forth. It looks like he's conducting an orchestra. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Like, shut up!
Different options. You can always have great AoE damage from the staff and great utility from the wand. When it comes to PvE, it's only played as a healer. The full damage variant doesn't perform as good as other classes. Okay, that's it for the healers. Now let's move over to the tanks. Here the sword and shield paired with a greatsword is still your main classical tank build.
Oh, that looks really good.
You become incredibly tanky with tons of crowd.
Sword and shield and greatsword, probably my second go-to, to be honest. This looks badass as
control and a lot of damage. It's the king of all content. It does not matter if PvP or PvE, large scale or small scale, this setup just excels everywhere. The next combination is the sword and shield combined with a dagger. It's a mix between an assassin and a tank. While still tanky, it's harder to play and has higher gear requirements.
It's a tank assassin? The sword and shield. Oh, sword, shield, and dagger. Okay, I was like, what? Yeah, look, you see tank assassin build.
Add to the SNS plus great.
Irelia is a bruiser. Okay. I don't necessarily consider Irelia an assassin.
Combo, it provides...
There's not very much stealth that goes into being a tank. Okay? That's why you don't see this combo very often.
more single target damage, but way less AoE damage and less crowd control. When it comes to PvE tanking, this combo deals more damage but provides less team utility. Recently the class has become much less popular, but I thought it was still worth mentioning.
Good damage with less
Finally, the
utility.
Sword and Shield paired with the Wand is the tankiest of the 3 tanking combinations. And additionally, it's packed with utility. It has the best.
Okay, well, maybe I should do this one instead because he's not like conducting an orchestra with the wand. You know what I mean?
AoE crowd control in the game right now. So it's all about so-called sleep
That looks
bombs
fine.
and being super annoying and tanky. The downside is just that the damage is really low. In PvE, it's
This class is for betas.
only viable if you play without a dedicated healer.
That's me. I prefer the words top and bottom, but I love being on bottom. That's why I play Witch.
So you would have 5 additional DPS in your group. Okay, that's it, the top weapon combinations right now. Of course, there are also other niche builds that can be played, but these are the most popular ones right now. Don't forget that you always can freely swap your weapons, so playing one class in PvE and another one in PvP is also totally
I could, just seeing this in the background, I could already tell you that the cutscenes are better than BDOs.
fine. So what class are you planning on playing on global release? Let me know in the comment section. Currently I'm waiting for the meta to be settled down, and then we will have also some full guides for the different classes. So if you don't want to
Yeah, I'm kind of stoked. It releases, I think, on September 26th for the for normal people, and then the poor tax, I think, releases on October 1st. Yeah, so I'll be playing it on September 26th for the pre-release. Yeah.